The pie chart depicts the many categories of pet spending in the United States. The majority of the money was spent on visiting pet doctors and maintaining the animal's health. It was followed by pet food and toys, which accounted for 41% of the total cost. Grooming and pet sitter services accounted for 10% of total spending, while pet purchases accounted for only 2%. In conclusion, purchasing an actual pet was much cheaper than its maintenance cost.
This image represents how a rainbow appears in nature. Sun rays first enter a raindrop, causing refraction and the creation of a spectrum of colors. The spectrum of colors is then reflected in the water droplet, causing light to be deflected. Light flowing through water droplets creates a rainbow, which is visible to the naked eye. In conclusion, the rainbow is often observed during a rainy day when the sun is shining.
This image shows a technological advancement in computers over the previous 50 years. Initially, in 1970, the computer took up the entire room and required a large number of people to operate. After 2 decades, in 1990, computers shrank in size and were controlled by a mouse and keyboard. In 2010, computers shrank further to fit inside laptops and cell phones. In conclusion, the computer's form factor was reduced to make it more ergonomic for our daily use.
This image shows the global water currents. There are two types of currents in the world's oceans: cold or salty deep currents and warm or shallow currents. The sun warms the ocean water in the tropics, causing warm shallow currents to form. When the warm water releases the heat into the air, it cools, resulting in a deep water current. In conclusion, the continuous cooling and heating of the ocean waters create global water currents.
The two graphs show the logistics cost by function and by mode. The most expensive function of logistics is transportation, followed by inventory carrying, warehousing, and administration. Most transportation is done by trucking, accounting for over $4,000 billion, while leased by rail, accounting for just under $300 billion. In conclusion, transportation is the most expensive function of logistics, and trucking is the most used mode of transport.
This image shows the life cycle of a salmon fish. The salmon fish swim upstream to the rivers from the ocean to lay eggs. After laying eggs, the fry hatch in the spring water and becomes a smolt. The smolts travel again to the ocean to grow even bigger, and eventually become an adult. The Pacific salmon live in the oceans for a couple of years before returning back to the rivers to lay eggs. In conclusion, the travel between fresh and saltwater completes its life cycle.
The picture shows various body parts of an insect. The body consists of three main parts: the head, thorax, and abdomen. The head contains the insect's brain, eyes, and mouth. It also carries the antennae. The thorax is the central part of the body, and it bears the legs and wings. There are 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings. The insect's abdomen contains its digestive and reproductive organs. In conclusion, the creature is the result of many million years of evolution.
This image represents the alignment of planets that leads to a total and partial solar eclipse. When the moon comes in between the sun and the earth, and when there is a straight line alignment, an eclipse occurs. When sun rays pass over the moon, they form a circular shadow on the earth's surface. The total eclipse can be seen from the center of the shadow, called the umbra, and the partial eclipse can be seen from the peripheral circle called the penumbra. In conclusion, the display of a solar eclipse is very rare, and only occurs once in a few years.
This table displays the information about sleep patterns for kids aged 1 month, 12 months, and 3 years. A 1-month-old baby sleeps almost an equal number of hours during the day and night. The babies aged 12 months and 3 years get the majority of their sleep during the night. In conclusion, the amount of total sleep required for a baby reduces as they get older, and the frequency of naps also reduces.
This bar chart represents the composition of male and female employees in 5 business sectors during the year 1995. The manufacturing and public sectors had more male employees while communications and wholesale sectors had more female employees. The finance sector had almost an equal number of male and female workers. In conclusion, manufacturing was male-dominated while communications was a female-dominated field.